Hey guys, this is Paul, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It is a big day today. I'm going to modify my Hexbeam antenna in the tower. Actually, not the Hexbeam antenna itself, but I'm going to add this antenna over there, up over there. So I'm going to put the X300 Diamond VHF UHF collinear antenna up there on a tower. So let me show you what I plan to do. So this is the Hexbeam antenna, which is currently about 6.5 meters above the ground, which is standing on this 6.5 meter tall aluminium tower. Right next of this antenna is the Diamond X300 VHF UHF collinear vertical antenna, which is currently on the fence, as you can see. The main goal of today's video will be to put the X300 up there on the tower. The second part of the video will be about I will remove this little side stand or the pipe from the tower. I need to replace the box for my 49-1 Unon, and I will put it right on the tower. And also I would like to replace the choke balloon or the RF choke. So let me show you what tool and what I actually prepared for my today's video. So this is this RF choke which I purchased from the Vimo company, and here we can see also the number 11540, and it is for 2 kilowatts 1 to 30 megahertz and built on the RG213 coaxial cable. On one side you can find a PL259 connector. On the second side we can find the SO239 socket. The length of this RF choke is 1 meter, and here on the right side you can see this stand, so-called a stand. Well, I'm not sure right now what's the correct name for it, maybe console or something like that. So this will be attached to the pipe which is right under the Hexbeam antenna. I have here a crocodile's, something like that, and this will be on the pipe from rotator. And here to this side I will attach the X300 Diamond vertical antenna. Alright, and I have a friend here. It's Vlad, Oscar Mike 0 Alpha Hotel Victor. He will help me to put this antenna down to the ground. So let's find out if the installation of X300 right close to the Hexbeam is a good idea or not. Over there we can find screws or bolts. We need to release those bolts and then tilt the whole antenna down there to this ladder. So before I will tilt down the tower, let me explain what I need to do. Here are the lightning protection rods, which are fixed to the antenna tower. I have 3 of them. So first I need to loosen those bolts and remove those 3 rods out from this protection. The next step will be to loosen this bolt underneath the tower. This is securing bolt, and I have two more of them, 1 and 2. I'm going to tilt the tower in that direction. I will loosen that one and I will tile the tower on it. And also this supporting rope I need to release. As you can see, it's holding the tower from one side. Hey girl. So first thing, we need to remove this stand from this tower. Next will be 49-to-1 Unon. I need to replace over here to this tower. Also, I would like to replace the choke, which is right there on top of the antenna, from the choke from the Vimo. And on the final, I would like to mount this holder for X300. So let's go.
Potrebujem jednu časť trošilinka tak aký priklepnúť.
I decided to connect this choke, not straight with a PL259 to the Hexbeam antenna. I rather will use the L-shaped PL259 and SO239 reduction. The reason why I decided to do so is that this piece of cable is very short, and when I connect this to the antenna, you can see that it's very heavily bent, this cable to here, and I'm a little bit worried that it will not survive after one maybe year on the direct sun, UV rays and so on. So therefore I would like to use this L-shaped adapter and use it as this. I know there is more mechanical parts in between, maybe some oxidations on internal pins may cause problems in the future, but I will cover all this stuff with the self-volcanic tape. High quality vulcanizing tape has been used to protect connection between main coaxial feed line and the current choke. Same vulcanizing tape I'm going to use to the antenna connection. Where is the feed point? So let me show you the final installation of the choke. There is L connector covered by the tape, protection tape. Here is the choke itself, and here you can see the wire, and here is the connection to the feed line. I had to improvise a little bit, so the reason why is this connection between the choke and the feed line. The length of the choke is exactly the same as the center hub right there, and therefore this center connection was right here in this hole. And therefore I had to override this hub. I fixed the feed point here with the tape, also here with the tape, and also here with the tape. And so here the feed line is going down to the tower. That was the only option I could do. And finally we have attached this console for X300 Diamond vertical antenna. The supporting pipe is made of stainless steel material. It's very sturdy, heavy. And also console itself is pretty heavy material and very well made. As you can see, that console is right underneath the Hexbeam center hub and right above rotator support. As you can see, rotator is there, and bearings are right there. This part of the Hexbeam and also direction of this supporting mast or console is coming from the back of antenna. And this is how it looks like, completed with the mast for X300. I think it looks pretty good. And antenna direction is front and back. So you see that the mast is on the back side of the antenna. So also the vertical will be on the back side of the beam, right between the center hub and 6-meter band element, which is reflector for 6 meters. I'm going finally to mount the X300 antenna. So this is a mounting part of the antenna, and I'm going to put it right there to this part of mast. So the X300 is almost there. You see this mast, and the final thing what I need to do on this connector is to isolate with the vulcanizing tape, and then I will put it there inside the tube, and coaxial feed line is going down. Let's do that. And I'm ready. Fine. Good. So everything has been just installed, and you can see the X300 together with the Hexbeam antenna. And we are going to lift up whole antenna in the tower and see how it will perform, if there is any influence on the Hexbeam itself. I mean this vertical antenna. I'm going to measure it. And find if there is anything what we should change. I think it looks pretty good. And this is the final look at my Hexbeam antenna with X300 vertical on top. Good. Guys, this is the last and final measurements of this antenna after modification. Here is the measurement before we install the X300 close to the Hexbeam antenna. The main influence of the X300 should be on 6 meter band right here. So let me do more detailed graph on 6 meter band. And now have a look on 6 meter band graph. And let me compare these graphs with after we finish installation the X300 on the Hexbeam. This is 6 meter band when the X300 is on the air. I see that we have some influence of the X300 on 6 meter, as the minimum SWR is 1.5, and definitely this was better before. So let's have a look on 10 meters. This is 28 megahertz band, or 10 meters before X300 installation. And this is 10 meter band, 28 megahertz. Well, this seems to be very similar to previous version, but it's very important to say that I also changed or replaced the RF choke, which also has big influence on final measurements. So let's have a look on 20 meters. And this is 20 meter band measurement before antenna installation. And 20 meter band. A minimum SWR 1.1 on frequency 14097, which is almost 100. I would say that it was very similar to previous version. So I believe that the antenna itself has minimum influence on 20 meters.
In any case, if you like this video, you can support me by giving me a like, or even better, if you subscribe to my channel, and you will be notified of other similar videos. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time.